pencil sharpener. But she has great pencil sharpeners. One of my favorite pencil sharpeners. Okay, so we're still on eyes, and I wanted to go ahead and look for brows. Since we already started the brow, there's some other brow products that I do like. One of them is from Rare Beauty, and it's called Brow Harmony Cool Brown. And on one side, it is the actual crayon. It's a scroll-up crayon with a little fuzz on it. And so I'm going to use that right now since we used powder on the other one. And because the angle of the shape, you can literally shape the front really, really well. I went too high. We'll fix that. And then you can use the long way to reinforce always reinforce the underside of your brow. That's where you want to make shape. And then you go from there to blend down to it. Like that. And then you come up a little. And then make sure you fill in between a little bit. Now, I did get too high right there. There. Where's my little cloth? There we go. So you can see there's a very definite difference in powder and crayon. This is much more made up looking, maybe more, what's the word for it? Dressy, whereas this is powder is more casual. And then on the other end of this is one of those little brow gel, and it is tinted, so this is a lot. So this is definitely going to be a different look than the other, which is not so natural looking. It's a very different look. So now I'm going to have to use this over here to at least try to even it up so I don't look crazy today. But you got to see the difference anyway. And I do like both. It just depends on what I'm wearing it for, what kind of mood I'm in. I'm not stuck on any one brow product, but I typically do like, that's really wet, so I'm trying to comb some of it out without it hitting above. But you definitely want to let that dry. The other thing is, if it's not waterproof, I've even used waterproof mascara before, dark brown waterproof mascara, but even so, when I sweat, or when I wear a mask, because you sweat so much and the heat comes out the top of your mask. Oh, honey, I got home and I thought, oh my gosh, I scared people. But anyway, another one you can get at the drugstore that I really do like is the Maybelline Brow Precise Micro Crayon. It's got a very small nib, sort of like an Anastasia Brow Wiz does. Very, very small, and you literally mimic hairs, and then you comb through. I always come through first and then come through at the end as well. Alright, the other thing is liners. So there are crayon liners for the waterline. The one that y'all know I have been loving lately is the Matte Infallible from L'Oreal. And I'll do that on one side because I have two favorites lately. Y'all should know because I've used them non-stop and promoted them. Not that I'm sponsored by anybody or anything, but these are waterproof gels. They go on easily normally. I don't know what's going on here. It's not now. Maybe I haven't used it in a while. If you don't use it every day, sometimes they do dry out, and you have to let the warmth of your skin kind of, there it goes. The warmth of your skin will reactivate, and I go underneath as well. Just stay right on the lashes. And it looks like you've got on mascara when you do tight lining underneath. Alright, so that's one. The other one that y'all know I have just really loved is the Wet n Wild Breakup Proof. This again, Wet n Wild. Normally you can get it at the drugstore or the grocery store, and it has just been a go-to favorite. Look at that. It goes straight on. Look at that. And it stays on. It's staying power. And very smooth and easy. Look at that. That was so easy. I think it actually outdid the L'Oreal. So the Wet n Wild, y'all. Wet n Wild Breakup Proof. It's a waterproof retractable eyeliner, and it definitely either has a lot of wax or a lot of gel because that was so easy to put on, y'all. So then there's the liners on top. So before you do liners on top, I highly recommend you do your blending. If you haven't done it up to now, you need to do it. And that's where you're going to blend your eyeshadows out because, as you can see, I have a lot on, and you want to make sure you get this inner corner, both sides, and your outer corner real good. And then right where the crease and your transition area are, just so there's no lines. And I just do windshield wiper. Some people do this, the rounding, that's fine too. Whatever you want to use. I wouldn't overblend, or you're just going to take away all the color and make it a big muck of mixture of muddy look. And sometimes mud's the look you want. But anyway, and I use the outer meaty part of my hand a couple of passes just to make sure there's nothing there. And then again, use your trusty cloth to wipe your hands off. And then, after you have done that, it is time to line. I have two liners. Y'all know that I've always loved. The Tartist, I think, pretty much wins because it has both a crayon on one end and a pen on the other. But the pen is more like a felt tip. If you want something really thin, they're actually now they have the Tartist Tarte Stilo, I think it's called, and it is just like this. It is this is the DHC Liquid Eyeliner EX Perfect Pro, and this isn't a pen. This is an actual brush. That is a tiny, tiny, tiny little brush. So if you like a very thin look, you don't like a lot of liner, but you do want to get right at the hairline to, you know, kind of make sure that you don't really see anything in between the lashes, like the fleshy tone of your skin. Regardless of the color of your skin, you may not want it to show through. And you can literally just do it right on the eye, line like that, and not do a wing. If you want to do a wing, I suggest you do a straight up and down if you are older. Right? Literally, it will look so funny when you first do it. Look. Straight up and down. Doesn't that look funny at first, but then look from the side? That's because and then you bring it over like that. And then you fill back in that little triangle. And look, you've got a wing liner. And it doesn't kind of fall down under this flap of skin, which we call a hood. So it's always best to kind of do a little straight up and down. If you want it real light, just use the tip end. I'm going to do two here. And it looks like little eyelashes. Still going to bring it over though, because I do like a wing. Again, you could have stopped before I did this. There. And you can bring it all the way in or just to just quite right past the lash. Like that. And see, then when I look down and that hood drops, look, it looks like it's a wing. Why? Because if you do it out here, that hood of skin will drop down right over it and you can't even see it. I've even seen professional makeup artists say if you're over a certain age, you can't wear winged liners. That's not true. I just did. You just have to do it a little differently. This is more of a sponge or a pen, if you will. It's also wider, so you got to either use the tip. Okay, another brush that you want to have is a dual fiber, because I just rubbed that in. You should never rub in fallout. Just flick it off with a dual fiber. Dual fiber means it's light on top, heavy on bottom, and so it makes it, that or a fan brush flicks off makeup off the side of your nose, anywhere where you see fallout on the cheek. And this is great for using for blush and cream foundation. Alright, so again, I'm going to kind of do straight up and down and come in. Oops. Get below. There's my, this is why you always want to have your little towel handy. And see, because I didn't do it straight up and down, it's almost lost. You almost can't see it. You can do a little more straight up and down. And then you can bring it over. This one's a little thicker. I'm still going to do two. It's going to make it look a little more like eyelashes. And you do two instead of just one wing. Wings are accepted, that people know that's a very made up look though, so nobody's expecting that to really be your lashes. It's a wing liner. Everybody knows that. And knows makeup. Some people will criticize you for your makeup. You do your makeup the way you want. It's artistry. I'm going to even this up so I don't look cray cray today. Okay? And so see, when I look down, it's gone. It's almost gone because that hood of skin almost totally covers it. So it just sticks out the side a little bit. And that's okay. That's okay. Okay, so there's your winged look. Alright, so last but not least, we're going to do mascara in the next video and then some kind of closure things about your face. And I'll talk to you again soon in the next video. Love you guys. Bye!